Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. This is my first video, but I just wanted to say something before we get into the video. Video is more of an afterthought than anything, so this is just a picture video. I'm going to be trying to make some more videos in the spring once winter is over. So hopefully this is just a one-time thing and we can actually get into making some videos in the spring. Here's a couple pictures of the engine after it was pulled out of the truck. It had been sitting for 22 years and it just really needed to be cleaned up and rebuilt. These next few pictures of the heads are just after I took them to the shop and cleaned them up, and then I took them home and took them apart and did some cleaning and valve lapping and checking guides and everything. The heads ended up coming out pretty clean. I measured them with a straight edge to make sure they're flat, and it just took a lot of work, but it's a good way to save some money. This is a picture of the bank 1 cylinders after I honed them. They turned out all right. And as you can see in the next few pictures, the engine is a lot cleaner than what it was before. After the final cleaning of the block, you can see I laid some bearings in here and just grabbed the crank and cleaned it up and set it in. You can see the nice polished journals on the crank here. I just opened it, came back from the machine shop, got it ground 1010. Now we got the crank and the block here with the main caps torqued. The clearances were all good. It's got assembly lube on the main caps, and as you can see in the video here, it spins over nice and freely, which is what you want. Started putting pistons in on the first bank, and they were just stock rods and pistons, just cleaned up nice, and new set of stock rings. Started dropping pistons into the cylinders on bank 2. Had all the rod bolts torqued up. In the pictures here, you can see just got all the pistons in cylinders, and I don't have a video of it, but everything turned over nice and smooth. Next we got on to putting on the heads, and I hadn't put the cam in yet because I still had just ordered it from Summit Racing and it hadn't come in yet, so we decided to throw the heads on. After putting on the heads, that's all I could really do that night, so we just kind of put some spark plugs in it to keep everything out of the cylinders, put an oil filter on for painting, and I was still waiting for the oil pickup tube, so I couldn't put on the oil pan yet, and the cam hadn't come in yet either, so it was kind of at a standstill. Meanwhile, I'd continued cleaning up parts that were very dirty, doing lots of painting and just prepping stuff so that when I got the parts that I needed, I could just go to town and get everything together. I did buy lots of new parts for the engine, but I was also sticking with a lot of the older parts. I was just cleaning them up real good. I kept with the 2-barrel intake because just going in a truck motor, it's going to be a very mild cam. The oil pickup tube had showed up before the cam, but I really wanted to button up the bottom end, so I decided to put the oil pan on, even though I knew that it would be a little bit more of a pain to put the timing cover on. The cam had finally shown up, so I could slide that in. The cam was part number K6900 from Summit Racing, Summit brand. It came with lifters and a cam. It's a very small cam, not much bigger than stock, but I didn't see the point to putting a very big cam in it if I'm going to stick with the stock 2-barrel intake. Put a standard Cloy's timing set on it. Didn't go double roller just because it's a low performance, low buck build, and I wanted to save some money. After the timing cover was on, I was able to finish up the valve train. I just used the stock push rods with the stock rocker shafts, and everything seemed to line up fine. After that, I decided to prime the oiling system just to make sure everything checked out, and as you can see in the video here, it was flowing nice. After that, I decided to throw the valve covers on and start cleaning everything up and taping everything off and getting ready for paint. I wanted to keep this engine the Chrysler Corporate Blue, but I didn't want it to all just be blue, so I added a few touches of black paint and left some stuff just bare aluminum. I think it looks alright. It's hard to capture it on the video of what this color looks like, but this is a very accurate color of what the Chrysler Corporate Blue looked like. I used about a can and a half of the Duplicolor. Probably has about 3 or 4 coats on it, and now I just had to let it dry so I could peel the tape off. In this next picture, it looks a lot more Ford blue, but the first picture is a lot more accurate of the color. Here's a couple pictures of the truck it's going in. It's a 77 Dodge D200, just a 2-wheel drive. I got this truck for free from my uncle. This was his high school truck, And I love fixing up old pieces of junk. This one needs a lot of work, as you can probably tell. It's been sitting for 20 years. There's been mice all over this thing. There's no front brakes. And obviously the engine needed to be rebuilt. But I was fairly drawn towards this truck because I live in Saskatchewan, and after 20 years, most vehicles are starting to rust already. This truck being a 77 and sitting in a field for 22 years, it's not that bad. And there's not that many trucks like these on the road, so I really wanted to get this one going. Sadly though, because I live in Saskatchewan, we're in the middle of winter, I can't put this engine in till spring. Gotta wait a couple months. My garage is already full of vehicles. It's not heated anyways, and the garage probably wouldn't be long enough to fit this truck in there anyways. I plan on buying some long tube headers and making a full custom exhaust for this truck, and maybe trying to find some more era appropriate rims for it. I like the black steelies, but I'd rather have some nice old aluminum or mag wheels on it. So that's really all for this video. I can't really do much more because of the winter situation. I'm going to be trying to make some more videos come springtime. I've also got 3 other project vehicles that I'm working on, so if you like this video and you want to see those project videos sometime this spring, subscribe, like the video. I'll post some pictures at the end of this video just so you can see what else I'm working with. Here's some more of my project vehicles. I'm always working on something, so if you want to keep up, subscribe. And don't worry, my videos aren't always going to be just pictures like this. This video was just kind of an afterthought. I'm going to be trying to make some videos come springtime, and hopefully I'll see you guys there.